Have you ever wondered what happens if a person is pushed to the brink of desperation? What is a person willing to do to survive, and what would they become? Today we are going to be covering one of the most dangerous cryptids I have ever covered, and something that we could all become in the right circumstances. Today, I will be covering the Windigo. The legend of the Windigo originates from the indigenous people who belong to the Algonquian language family, which resides in and around the Great Lakes and Canada. There are two versions of the Windigo you should know about. One version of the Windigo that you may have heard of is depicted to have the head of a stage with a human body, or even a person with ram horns for ears. This is not the version that came from the Algonquian people. The Windigo that comes from their original legend was never said to look like that. The Windigo looks more like a decomposing corpse, and its skin was described as being stretched extremely tight over its bones, making a thin, translucent layer. The bones look like they're about to burst out from this thin layer of skin. It can vary from sickly pale white to an ashy gray color, and it has long, skinny fingers with sharp claws at the end of them, which it uses to tear apart its victims. It has a heart made of ice, and no matter how much they eat, they will remain emaciated. It's a horrible monster with sharp, jagged teeth, and it may resemble a humanoid, but it is far from it. It's what people fear, our worst nightmare. This creature is similar to the Navajo skinwalker and could be mistaken for one. The only difference is that the skinwalker is a shapeshifter and the Windigo is not. Now that you know what the Windigo looks like, you might be asking, where does it come from? Almost all Windigos begin as humans. The way they usually become Windigos is through the horrible act of cannibalism. By eating the flesh of a human, it is said that the evil spirit of the Windigo possesses you and gives you an insatiable hunger for human flesh. There's an interesting description of the Windigo. Some people believe that they are usually bigger and taller than humans because every time they eat a person, they grow bigger and stronger, which in turn makes them crave more human flesh, which again makes them even bigger, creating an unhealthy demonic cycle. This adds to the legend that they have an insatiable hunger that can never be quenched, no matter how much they eat. Another way that someone may become a Windigo is by dreaming of it. Once a person turns into a Windigo, no matter what they started as, they will always become genderless. You can also become one without physically transforming. By simply being in a state of inner turmoil, you might be at risk of becoming one of these creatures. But under what circumstances does someone become these creatures, you may ask? Well, the Algonquian people are widespread throughout the northern woodlands, the Atlantic coast, and the Great Lakes region. This area of North America and the people who live there have to experience a long and harsh winter with heavy snowfall that can go on for months. With freezing temperatures and a lack of resources, the fear of starvation was very real for the people that lived there. So the people would struggle. But the Windigos, on the other hand, would be thriving. They are built to survive these environments, and they can travel through blizzards with ease as it shrieks and runs across treetops. So it is said that a person who has no thought for the people around them and is only looking out for their own survival and is pushed to cannibalism and desperation during the harshest of winters will become this horrible Windigo and will remain so forever. It will then hunt those who have been separated from their groups or someone who has left the safety of their homes. And even if they catch this person and eat them, their hunger cannot be quenched. You may have seen the Wendigo depicted in the show Hannibal, which has murder and cannibalism within the show. It has also made appearances in the Pet Cemetery. It has gained a great deal of popularity in recent years, even being put into the video game Until Dawn. The version of the creature with antlers can actually be traced all the way back to the movie The Windigo. This is where most people were introduced to the modern interpretation, and itself was a mix of a couple of other interpretations. The Windigo is a horrible, monstrous creature that I hope to never run into, and I sure as hope that I don't dream of it tonight. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to keep up with my latest content. Also, come back on Friday where I will hold the poll for what I will be covering in my next video. I also wanted to thank you guys so much because we finally hit 2,000 subscribers, and I cannot believe we've gotten this far. It's actually been kind of a dream since as long as I can remember, and I'm just glad we finally hit it. Let's see if we can get to 2,005 subscribers by the next time I make a video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and remember not to dream about the Windigo or become a cannibal. See you next time.